Good evening, friends. My name is Lauren. Thank you for joining me this evening for our evening yoga practice. We're just going to be doing just some, breathing, finding our breath, some nice mindful movement for this evening. So let's just go ahead and get started. If you guys want to grab a cushion off of your couch, maybe even a blanket, block, straps, whatever you guys have, just to make you more comfortable here this evening. Feel free. You're in your home, so hopefully you have a good space to join me. So let's go ahead and just start to find our comfortable seat, removing any extra part of that flesh, really grounding down through those sit bones. Kind of wanted to use the theme of grounding just with everything going on in our world today. I feel like we could use a bit more grounding. So we're going to focus on that root chakra, the Muladhara chakra here this evening. So really grounding down here, finding a comfortable seat, lifting up with cushions, blankets, and just begin to close your eyes here. And let's just find our breath here, letting anything go that has gone on through the day. Let it go here. You're here in this space during this time just to decompress, unwind. So go ahead, begin to inhale through that nose and exhale through the nose or the mouth, just letting it go. And continuing, being mindful that we're filling all the way down through the lungs, through the belly, expanding fully, and exhaling, squeezing just a little bit through the belly, emptying fully. Just being here with our breath. Beginning to notice any areas of tension or tightness in the body. Just relaxing those down, letting everything go down. Inhaling through the crown of the head, relaxing through the shoulders, through the neck. Face is soft. Our hands, our arms are soft and heavy. And we're just breathing here. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling through the nose or the mouth. As we allow that energy to kind of dissipate, becoming a little softer, bringing our awareness down to that root chakra, the base of the spine, right on that tailbone. Just simply noticing it, not judging it. Our inhales continue to lengthen up through the spine, through the crown of the head. Our exhales relax through the shoulders, ground down a little bit more. Noticing if any thoughts start to arise, simply bringing yourself back to your breath. And continuing to breathe in this way throughout our whole practice this evening. I want us to sit in a nice cross-legged, easy seat, propped up on cushions. Hands are right on top of the knees. As we inhale, let's bring that torso forward. Our exhale pushes our torso back, so kind of like a seated cat-cow. Inhaling forward, chest and heart is open. Exhaling, grounding, rooting. Our belly button pulls towards our spine. And let's just do this for a few rotations. I forgot to mention, if you guys want to have music on in the background lightly, feel free. I don't think there's any way for me to do it on YouTube. And being with our breath, coming back to the breath, Exhaling back, inhaling forward. Beginning to find a little space in the hip flexors. Let's take 3 more rotations on this side. And then softly bringing yourself back to center. Let's go ahead and reverse the switch of our legs. So whatever was on top is on bottom now. Hands coming back to our knees. And let's go ahead and rotate in the opposite direction. Inhaling, heart is open, chest is forward. Exhaling, softly engaging through the core. Any thoughts start to arise, simply bringing yourself back to your breath, back to your inhale, back to your exhale, and back into that root chakra, really grounding down as we exhale on rotation. Beginning to feel a little more open in the spine, in the hips. Let's take 3 more inhales and exhales on this side. And then softly allowing yourself to rotate back to center. Let's go ahead and bring those legs out in front. So still being propped up on our pillow or our blanket. Legs come out in front. Let's just find a nice seated forward fold here. We'll inhale, hands come high. Exhale, folding over those feet. Wherever your hands rest comfortably is exactly where they should be. Just finding a little space in the hamstrings, the back body, engaging through the core. Relax through the shoulders and the neck. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose. Or the mouth. Letting it go. With each inhale, we are creating space in the body, exhaling any tension away. Let's take 3 more inhales and exhales here. Always being mindful of our body. And then inhaling ourselves back to center. Let's go ahead and bend those knees, bring ourselves over. Let's come to our tabletop position here. Moving any props away from us. Hands rooted down on the floor. Belly button engages slightly. Tailbone tucks. Let's find a nice table here looking down at our mat. And just finding some cat-cows here. An inhale, belly drops. Hips rise behind us, heart opens. And exhale, arching through the spine, pulling the belly button up. And inhale to look forward. And an exhale to arch. Just playing with it here, being with our breath. We can inhale, belly drop, look over our left shoulder. Exhaling. Inhaling, belly to drop. Exhale, looking over our right shoulder. And exhaling back to center. Let's do this 3 more times. Inhaling, belly to drop. Exhaling, engaging through the core. And then we can bring ourselves back to our center. Let's go ahead and ground down through those hands. Tuck our feet. So let's inhale, hips come high. First downward dog of the day. So our knees can be bent. Let's pedal out those legs. And just finding a nice opening here in the back body, back of the legs. Rooting down through the hands. Being mindful if our wrists are tight, maybe propping ourselves up on a blanket. Then we're breathing here, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose or the mouth. Just letting everything go, being with our breath, rooting with our hands and our feet. Let's take one more inhale, one more exhale here. Then let's inhale, that right leg comes high, just opening through the hips, feeling that nice space. Exhale, our right foot comes between our hands. Let's come to our low lunge. Drop that left knee behind us. You can keep your toes tucked or top of the foot down. And inhale here, breathing through that hip flexor. You can always have blocks or blankets here supporting yourself. And we're breathing here. Our chest is open. Our face is soft. Continuing to bring that awareness to the root chakra. Grounding down with our front foot. Grounding down through our knee. Opening through the hip flexor. Let's take 3 more breaths here. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose or the mouth. Inhaling to create space, exhaling any tension away. Then on that 4th inhale, let's go ahead and walk those hands back. All of our weight comes back to that left knee. We extend out through our right leg, finding nice space in this back of the right leg. Toes point towards the ceiling. We can have blocks or blankets to support us here. And inhaling through the crown of the head, exhaling forward fold over an extended right leg. Breathing into the back of that leg. Being mindful that our hips are still parallel. So we're almost rooting and pulling the back, our right hip back just slightly. Always being mindful of the body, never pushing or hurting. That's why we call it yoga practice. Not perfect. It's like a bad dad joke, right? Let's take one more inhale, one more exhale here. And then an inhale, we crawl ourselves back to our front top of our mat. Ground through the hands, tuck our left toes under. Inhale, downward dog. Just noticing the difference between one side and the next. Our next inhale brings our left leg high, opening through the hips, finding some space, exhaling, left foot through, low lunge, other side. Right knee drops, our toes can be tucked or lay our foot flat, and inhaling through that right hip flexor. Making adjustments as you need, still opening through the chest, our face is soft. We're bringing ourselves back to our breath. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling through the nose and the mouth. Letting it go, bringing ourselves to this moment here on our mat. Let's take 2 more breaths here. And then we'll ground down through that right knee, extend out through that left leg, supporting ourselves here, inhaling, rising through the top of the head, exhaling, forward fold over that extended left leg, breathing into the back of the left hamstring, the back of the knee, being mindful of our body here. Continuing to inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose or the mouth. Let's take 2 more breaths here. And then we'll bring our awareness to this left knee, bending, helping ourselves back to the top of the mat, grounding through the hands, tucking the right toes under, inhaling, hips come high, downward dog. And breathing here, inhaling through the nose, and noticing the change from side to side. Want us to take 1 more inhale and exhale here in downward dog, and then we'll walk ourselves to the top of the mat, forward fold between the hands. Letting it go here. We can bring our hands to our elbows and just hang in ragdoll. With our warm-ups and what we just did on our hamstrings, things should feel pretty good right here, but always feel free to bend slightly at the knee. Our next inhale, let's root to rise, really grounding down through those feet. Inhaling vertebrae by vertebrae to rise. Exhaling immediately when you get to the top. Inhaling, hands come high. Exhaling, hands to heart center. Just finding a little bit of movement here. Checking in with our feet. Making sure we're evenly rooted and grounded. More of our weight is towards the ball of our foot. Our knees can be slightly bent. Our legs are strong here. Our core is engaged. Our shoulders are relaxed. Our face is soft. Hands to heart center. We'll inhale, hands come high. Exhale to forward fold. We'll inhale halfway, look up. Open chest, core is engaged. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise, vertebrae by vertebrae. Exhaling at the top. Inhale, hands come high. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, hands come high. Exhale to fold. Inhale halfway, chest is open. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise, vertebrae by vertebrae. Exhale. Inhale, hands high. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, hands come high. Exhale to fold. This time, knees bent slightly. Hands hit the mat, stepping back, downward dog. Let's take 2 inhales and exhales, downward dog. Inhale, right leg comes high. Exhale, right foot through. Let's keep our left knee high this time. Inhaling, torso comes high. Hands to heart center. Checking in here, rooting down through that right foot, lengthening out through the left. Core is engaged. Hands at heart center. Hips slightly bring the right hip back. From here, we're going to open up into our warrior 2. So go ahead and let that left foot come parallel to the small side of our mat, checking in with our right leg, our knee over our ankle, inhaling, arms come up to a T, and breathing here, relaxing through the shoulders, relaxing through the face, Engaging through the core, engaging through the right leg, and breathing. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Creating a little bit of fire in that right leg, in the core. From here, let's go ahead and extend out through the right leg, coming into our triangle. So setting ourselves up. Knee can be slightly bent in front just to protect ourselves. Hands come out into our T. We inhale, right hand comes over our right leg. Exhaling, finding a nice side body stretch here. Our hand can rest wherever it's comfortable on a prop. We're really engaging through that core here. Soften the face, soften the neck. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose or the mouth. We can look up at our hand high. We can look down. Let's take 1 more inhale here. And exhale, let's go ahead and rotate ourselves back down. I want our right foot to pivot towards, to meet parallel with our left. We're in a wide-legged forward fold right away. So letting it go here. Knees slightly bent to protect the hamstrings. Hands can just rest on the floor. Inhaling through the inner thighs, through the legs, through the hips, rooting down through the feet. Taking 1 more inhale and 1 more exhale here. Let's inhale, bend the knees, root to rise all the way back up to center. Let's go ahead and just adjust ourselves over to the other side. So our left toe will point away. We will open up through those hips and let's just come to that warrior 2 here. So our left knee bends. Engaging all the way up, shoulders come stacked on top of everything. Core engages, rooting down through the right foot, rooting down through the left foot. Opening up here and breathing. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose or the mouth. And just making small adjustments as you go. Never judging. Just noticing what could be tweaked. Let's take 2 more inhales, 2 more exhales here. And then we'll straighten out through that left foot. If you'd like to bring that right leg in a little closer, feel free. We'll set ourselves up for that Trikonasana triangle pose. Inhaling up through the crown of the head, slightly bent in the left knee. Exhaling, that upper body comes over the left leg, finding that nice side body opener. Twist, engaging through the core. Soften the face. Looking either up at that hand above or down. Continuing to breathe here, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose. Take 2 more inhales, 2 more exhales here. And then we'll inhale here, bending slightly through the left leg. Let's windmill that right arm coming down. Our hands come to the mat. We engage through the core. Walk our feet back, downward dog. So breathing here in downward dog. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose or the mouth. Taking 2 more breaths in downward dog. Let's go ahead and inhale here. Let's exhale, knees come wide on the mat, big toes touch. Let's come down to our child's pose. Let it go here. Third eye touches the mat. Our hands can just stay out in front of us. Relax. You can always engage through the arms a little bit more. And just breathing here. Really feeling the ground on the third eye, in the center of our forehead. Just becoming aware of that. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose or the mouth. Allowing a little bit of that fire to melt away. So from child's pose, we'll bring our awareness back to our breath. Grounding down through the hands. Let's go ahead and tuck those toes. Inhaling, hips come high, downward dog. Taking 1 more inhale, 1 more exhale in downward dog. And then let's walk our feet up to meet our hands, top of our mat, forward fold. And then inhaling, root to rise, grounding down through the feet, inhaling all the way up. Hands come up, exhale, hands to heart center. So let's reposition our feet here, just really finding a nice root, grounding down, hip distance apart, hands to heart center. Let's inhale, hands come high. Let's exhale to fold. Let's inhale, halfway lift, look up, hearts open. Exhale to fold. Let's inhale, root to rise. Exhaling at the top. Inhaling, hands high. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's inhale, hands come high. Let's exhale to fold. Let's inhale, halfway lift, chest is open. Exhale to fold. Let's ground down through the hands, step the feet back, downward dog. This time I want us to come to our plank, so we'll roll over our wrists. Of course, being mindful of your wrists. If you need to be on blocks, on a blanket, do that. Looking straight down at the mat, engaging through the core. Let's take 1 more inhale here. An exhale will bring us down, chaturanga, all the way down to our mat. Just being mindful of our movement here. Our hips can come all the way down, all the way on our belly. Let's go ahead and bring the top of our feet to our mat. Really rooting down, almost like a tail here. Coming to a nice little baby cobra. So we can use our arms slightly. We can use our back more. Our heart is open. Our face is soft. And we're breathing here. Inhaling through our nose. Exhaling through our nose or our mouth. And then bringing our awareness back to our hands. Go ahead and let that go. Looking down at the mat. Let's tuck the toes. As we inhale, help ourselves to our knees. And then a downward dog. And breathing here. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling through the mouth. Let's bring ourselves to our plank again. Inhaling, rolling over our wrists, our hands, being mindful. And exhale brings us all the way down to our mat. And inhale slides us forward, toes on the top of our mat, rooting down with our hands, looking forward. Taking one more inhale here. And then exhale, let's bring our right cheek to the mat. Go ahead and let it go here. Our hands come behind us. Just shake it out. Feeling the earth underneath us. And just remembering about our root chakra, being rooted, being grounded in the earth. And just breathing here for a few moments. With our breath, being in this present space. Our awareness comes back to our hands. We bring our hands back underneath us, start to look forward, tuck our toes. Inhale, help ourselves to our knees, downward dog. Taking one more inhale and exhale here, and then an inhale to walk us back up to the top of our mat. Forward fold, exhale, and inhale, root to rise. Exhaling at the top, inhale, hands come high. And exhale, hands to heart center. Let's go ahead and stay here for a moment. Let's just come to our tree pose. So tree pose, of course, being about rooting down. So we'll focus on one leg and then we'll go to the next leg. So let's bring our awareness, our attention to that left leg. So really rooting down with that left leg, engaging all the way up, grounding through the abs, lengthening up through the crown of the head, relaxing through the shoulders, through the neck. Then you can begin, our hands can rest on our hips or at our heart center. Begin to lift up that right leg, right foot. And we can place that wherever is best for you, of course. It's yoga. We can rest that right foot right on the left ankle. We can bring that up to the calf or right above the knee. I know you guys can't see my face, but that's okay. And let's stay here for a few moments, grounding, rooting, becoming very aware of the strength that the earth, that our roots give us. All the way up, inhaling through the crown of the head, exhaling, relaxing through the shoulders. Being here with our breath. If we waver, that's okay. If we have to stand by a wall to help prop us up, that's okay. Just being okay with where you're at, learning, and really feeling the burn here in that left leg. On our inhale, let's bring that right leg comes high. Still rooting down through that left leg. Right foot can come straight out in front of us. If you'd like to continue to feel that burn, go ahead and exhale that right leg behind us. Continuing to be mindful of our breath. Then exhale that leg back down to the floor. Go ahead and walk that out. Let it go. And we will bring our awareness to that right leg. So rooting down through that right foot. We'll do the same thing on this side. Hands can be on our hips, heart center. Wherever is the best. We'll bring that foot to the same position it was in on the other side. So balancing both sides, right and left. Finding that drishti point, I forgot to mention that earlier. Focusing on one point in front of you, helping find your balance. Inhaling through the crown of our head. Exhaling, engaging a little bit more. Rooting down with the right foot. Leaning on a wall or a chair is perfectly fine. We'll bring that left leg out in front of us. Just stand here for a moment, readjusting yourself. Always exhale that left leg coming back behind us. Inhaling back to center. And then exhaling that left foot away. Go ahead and shake that out. Maybe grab a drink of water. And then bringing ourselves back to this moment. Let's go ahead and find ourselves at the top of the mat, rooting down through the feet, hands to heart center. Let's inhale, hands high. Let's exhale to fold. Let's go ahead and bend through the knees, drop our hands, downward dog. Taking one inhale, one exhale here. From here, let's actually come just straight to pigeon. Let's inhale, that right leg comes high. Let's exhale, that knee bends coming underneath us. I'm being mindful here of our knee. I know a lot of us are used to bringing our shin farther up and then parallel to our mat. I've kind of found a new way of doing it, bringing it almost directly underneath our quad, and our toe is pointed underneath us. And then we can let that knee, left knee come down behind us and allow that leg a little bit more. So that's good space. We can get a blanket block underneath that right hip if we need. So we'll just let our body settle in here for a moment. Breathing into that hip flexor, into that right glute. Just feeling gravity take you down, settle us down. And then if and when you feel comfortable, you can exhale that torso over that right knee. You can always bring a blanket or a bolster if you have one right here for extra support. And let's stay here with our breath for a few moments. Just releasing the hips, the places where we store a lot of our emotions. Using the inhale to create space in the hips. Our exhale releases tension, creates space. Continuing to be very present, very here. Using the breath to help us with that. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose or the mouth. Possibly starting to feel a little bit more uncomfortable. When that happens, just breathing more into the space where it's feeling a little bit more uncomfortable. Allowing those very tight places to find a little bit more freedom and space. The very long held asanas is a part of yoga. It's called yin yoga. I would recommend it. It is fantastic to release. It can be very uncomfortable, but you feel like you just had a massage afterwards. It's great. Let's take 3 more inhales and exhales here. Always bringing yourself out early, of course, if you need. When you find that last inhale, go ahead and ground down through the hands. Inhaling, that torso comes back high. We're going to slowly move out of this. Tuck our left toes under, ground through the hands. Inhale, downward dog. You can take that left or that right leg up and out and really open through that hip. Bend through the knee if you'd like. Just kind of counteract that massive amount. If you'd like to come down and take a child's pose, that's always an option. Whatever you need to slowly move yourself out of that. And then we will meet back in downward dog. So finding our downward dog here, we'll inhale, that left leg comes high. Exhale, bending through the left knee. Go ahead and set yourselves up in the similar pigeon pose that you found yourself in. Pointing through the toes, resting that hip comes down. You can always place the block blanket under here, the space. And just allowing gravity to settle you down here for a moment. Continuing to breathe into the hip, breathe into the glute, breathe into the torso. When you're feeling a little bit more at ease, our exhale can bring us all the way down over that left leg. Finding that support if you had before. Finding that space. Softening through the face. Maybe even closing the eyes. Just being with your breath at this moment. Nothing else to do, nothing else to see. We're just here. Inhaling to create space. Exhaling tension away. Continuing to stick with me. Maybe starting to feel a little bit more uncomfortable in that glute. And just breathing even more into that place. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose. Let's stay here for 2 more breaths. And then that third inhale will help walk our hands back up. Torso comes high. We'll tuck the right toes under, very softly moving ourselves out of this pigeon pose. Inhaling, left leg comes high. Just finding a nice counteracting motion here. We can always come down to our child's pose, coming down to our tabletop, wherever feels the best. Wherever we are, let's go ahead and meet all in an easy seat. So go ahead, rolling ourselves back over. Let's find just a nice easy seat here. Actually, sorry, let me move you again. Let's bring our feet out in front of us, knees bent. Let's just come to a nice boat pose, balancing on the hips, balancing on the sit bones. Our hands can rest just behind our knees, just engaging slightly through the core here. Continuing to breathe, inhaling, face is soft, neck is relaxed, exhaling, engaging through the core. Let's take one more inhale, one more exhale here, and then we're going to rock ourselves all the way down to our back. So if you'd like to roll, massaging out through the spine here, feel free to do that. Being mindful of the neck. And then we'll bring ourselves down to our back, hug our knees into our chest. Let's just roll those hips around in those hip sockets here. Just our hands are supporting on our knees. We're massaging out the lower back. Reversing directions. And then go ahead and bring the soles of the feet on the mat. Let's meet the knees in the middle. Let's come to some nice windshield washer. Just moving those knees back and forth. Relaxing out through the torso, out through the hips. Continuing to bring ourselves back to our breathing. Doing a couple more rotations here. And then we'll bring those feet back to center. Let's go ahead and lift the hips up, move the hips over to our left. We're going to bring those knees up in 90-degree angle. Allow those knees to fall off to the right as we open through the chest, through the arms, and looking over our left arm. So coming into a nice spinal twist here. Inhaling and exhaling here. Just allowing that shoulder to sink even more so to the mat. That's okay if it doesn't even touch the mat. It's the opening in the chest, the opening in the arm. Being mindful of our spine, of our back. Taking 2 more inhales, 2 more exhales here. And then we'll roll our arm coming back over us. We'll roll our body back to the middle. So almost doing that in 2 separate transitional phases so we don't hurt ourselves. We'll go ahead and bring the soles of the feet down to the mat. Let's bring the hips up and over slightly to the right. Inhaling, knees come high, 90-degree angle, dropping those knees off to the left. And then we'll open up through the right arm, looking over our right shoulder. So breathing here, being mindful of the opening, being mindful of our spine. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose. Feeling the support on the ground. Inhaling to create space and exhaling any tension in the body away. Let's take 2 more inhales and exhales here. And then we'll inhale, rolling that shoulder back towards the left, and then coming back to center. Go ahead and hug the knees into the chest. Just rolling out a little bit more here. Let's go ahead and ground down through the soles of the feet. Bringing our feet a little bit more out in front of us rather than under our knee. Let's inhale, hips to rise. I'm just finding a nice soft bridge pose here, engaging through the glutes, the quads, the core. Our shoulders roll slightly under us. We still look up at the ceiling. Our chin is tucked. We're being mindful of our neck. And we're breathing here. Just creating a slight fire in the legs. Taking one more inhale here, then an exhale to roll us back down. Inhaling, knees hug into the chest. Let's just take, let's take a figure 4 here. Let's draw through our right foot. Our left ankle comes over our right knee. We open up through that left leg. Inhaling, that right leg can just rest. Our hands can clasp behind the right knee. Or we can still have that right foot on the floor, just slightly embracing the left leg and opening. Our upper body's not doing a whole lot. We're pretty relaxed, soft in the face. Just breathing one more time into the hips. We can always roll out through the right ankle. Rolling one way and then the other. Inhaling here and exhaling that away. Let's inhale. Bring the left foot down to the mat. Bringing that right ankle over the left knee and just finding a nice same position as you were in on the other side. Inhaling, left leg comes high. Just being mindful of our bodies. Feeling all of the space that we've created during our practice today. Rolling out through the left ankle. And then reversing the direction. Taking one more inhale and exhale here. And then letting that go. Bringing those feet out and setting ourselves up for Shavasana. So if you'd like to bring yourself to any of some sort of supported Shavasana, we can always put things under our knees. Just stretching out through the feet. If you need socks, blanket, whatever might help you get a little bit more comfortable. I want you to stay in Shavasana. I'm going to come up and just be in a seated pose while I guide you. So finding ourselves in a nice, comfortable laying position. We can begin to check in with the body, our head relaxing down. Feeling the ground, the mat support us. Allowing the breath to become a little softer. Any tension from the head, visualizing it and letting it go down through the back of your head, out through the mat. Relaxing down through our face. Our jawbone, our eyes are soft. Taking a scan down the body, relaxing through the neck, the shoulders, Our collarbone is open. Our shoulder blades are heavy. We're taking any tension. We're releasing it down through the shoulder joints, the biceps, triceps, elbows, forearm, wrist, back of the hand, palm of the hand, letting anything go out through the tips of the fingers. Both of our arms are completely relaxed. Scanning down through the torso. Our heart is open. Our breathing is soft. Our lungs are healthy. Taking any tension out through the spine, down through the internal organs, leaving out through the root chakra, the sacrum, letting it go, watching it fade away into the mat. Our hips are heavy. Taking any tension from our hip joints and guiding it down and out through the quads, hamstrings. Knees are soft, shins, calves, ankle, top of the foot, sole of the foot, letting it go through the tips of the toes. Our legs are completely relaxed. Our whole body is completely relaxed. We fade away into the mat. Very softly beginning to bring your awareness back to your breath, back to your body. Wiggling through your fingers, wiggling through your toes. Awakening, stretching out through the whole body. The soles of our feet begin to walk up as our knees bend, and we roll over to our left side in a fetal position. Just feeling the ground underneath you, feeling very supported, nurtured. As we lay here for a moment, we will roll a little farther over, and our hands will help guide us up into an easy seat. Our eyes can stay soft or closed. Bringing this very rooted, grounded, peaceful feeling back up with you as you go on into your evening. I want to bring hands to heart center and one Om all together. An exhale to prepare. An inhale. Very softly opening through your eyes. Thank you, everyone, for joining me this evening. I will be doing this again Sunday, Easter at 9 a.m. So namaste. Have a great night. Thank you.